Well, Seattle is kicking the crap out of all my sports teams this weekend. It's terrible. Seattle beat the Saints. Mariners are kicking the crap out of the Astros. But Dave, it could be worse. We could all be Falcons fans. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. Always with perfect pronunciation.
Same thing as Demario Thomas. I mean, I don't know. Demario Thomas is like...
It's a linebacker and a receiver, and he just maxed them up.
Anyway, Demario Davis, same thing.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. It's a special live stream post-game edition. As always, we are brought to you by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey, and Chilton County Peach Whiskey. I've been drinking it all day. I apologize for what I may or may not say during this live stream. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by Andrew, Dave, Kevin on audio only, Thomas running the show back in Poland. Hi to everyone in the chat. I see a ton of people. I see CK Ambrose. I see George. I see... Nikolai, I see Callie, I see Schmingy, I see Skooks, we got Celebrity, your boy Alan, who's got questions for Dave. So many people. Thanks for joining us. Oh, this game. I don't even know where.
I know where to start. I know exactly where to start. Can I start?
It's the worst quarter of special teams I've ever seen in my life. I think we need to start there.
No. You know where we need to start? This is what happens when you start Torricelli Simpkins. This is exactly what happens. It's a total fucking disaster. This was all his fault. You got to get rid of him. I don't care. Put anybody in there, move somebody over. I don't know. Figure it out. Get him out of there. We can't have any more of this. This is exactly what happens when you're starting Torricelli Simpkins at what was he at guard?
Yeah.
Anyway, no. Special teams for sure. Obviously, I'm gonna keep rolling so that Andrew doesn't have a chance to fucking like rub it in for the millionth fucking time. Ralph, you hit the nail on the head. Special teams for sure. That's how the Saints got down to such a. That's how the Seahawks were able to pull ahead so quickly, so easily. You've got the punt return. You know, obviously they had the first touchdown that they went down and drove easily down the field and scored, and then they followed that up.
Don't forget about Brian.
Sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. Well, no. They did easily go down the field. Nothing I said was incorrect. The Seahawks easily moved down the field, okay? It was 100% aided by Brian Bresee on a third down play that forced it to go from fourth down to giving them first down, and then, of course, they scored a touchdown. But then after that, they got the punt return for a touchdown, and then after that, they blocked the punt, and then they scored a touchdown quickly after that. They were in the red zone already. Yes, special teams were a total disaster. I'm not sure if that guy... somebody asked, who is even our special... I don't even know who our special teams coach is.
He was Rizzy's number 2.
The Italian guy? Is he an Italian name?
He's Phil Galliano.
Yes. Right.
Paisano.
I hate to turn on one of my own, but I don't know. It might be time.
You can't trust the Italians, man.
I just want to remind people.
Hey.
Kevin, are you with us? I don't think Kevin
but he can't. He is. He's listening. He can't talk. He's muted.
Kevin's a ghost.
Andrew, I just want people to know I was on Rizzy Island all by myself. I wanted Rizzy. And if Rizzy had been the coach today, special teams players would have died. He would have murdered people on the Saints special teams today, and it would have been justified.
You know who I felt like would have been nice to have today? JT Gray. Would have been nice to have him. Covering kicks today. I mean, look, the sequence of punt return for a touchdown and then block punt that sets up another touchdown, all within 2 drives, was insane. But I think what gets lost in that is that our kickoff coverage was awful. Our kick return was awful. We missed a field goal. So like, if it weren't for the 40-yard punt return by Rashid Shaheed, which was like one of the only nice things that happened in this game, I would have called this total system failure.
Yeah. By the way, Thomas, how many weeks are we away from the Ralph crippled run for the people?
All right, let me switch the graphics. So actually, a while ago, I showed the graphic from last week. So we are on a 110-week donation streak. This is the right one. We have 46 weeks to go, but we have no donations so far, guys.
Please.
Exclamation point donate in the chat.
I have peanut butter whiskey. I have mystery flavored whiskey. And I have vodka.
And he needs it. He needs it after that game, man.
I drank too much.
Yeah.
I just been drinking all day.
It's not enough.
I'm watching the Astros getting head kicked in. I'm drinking more.
Same, but it's not enough, Ralph. It's not enough. I want to piggyback off of what Andrew was saying, what I was saying, about all the special teams disasters. The Seahawks had 28 points after 11 offensive plays. I texted that to you guys. I mean, that is. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They've only had to trot out their offense for 11 plays, and they already have 28 points. Like, how are you supposed to come back from that?
Andrew, the thing that is the most troubling to me on a macro level for the Saints is like the penalties. The pre-snap penalties are bad. The unsportsmanlike penalties bad. They're undisciplined, all of it. But the thing on a macro level for me is after 3 weeks, I still go into these games on Sunday and I'm like, I don't know what Kellen Moore, what he wants the offense to be. He's got Shaheed and Olave, good deep threat receivers. They average 4 yards a catch. I don't know what's their philosophy, what's their strategy on offense, and it's very concerning. Kellen Moore, buddy, your honeymoon is over, and Andrew, I'm very concerned.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, look, the first game there was the timeout blunder before halftime. Today it's the decisions to kick the field goal. On one hand, the 52-yarder, I can kind of excuse that when it was 28-3 because it's still early in the game and you're just trying to get points. And look, when you're at that stage, there's no way you're coming back unless you start getting stops. You're going to need multiple stops.
Oh, interception!
We all need a drink after that one. Agreed, Ralph. Kellen looks lost.
Oh, interception!
Tulane, Saints, and Astros all suck. Will Ralph make it to October?
There, thanks Schmengi for $50 Canadian super chat, and also Trashman for $20 tip
it's a great
via
question.
Stream Elements. We are more than halfway there already. Damn.
It's a great question, Andrew.
I appreciate it, guys. No, look. So I just think my biggest concern is the competence of the head coach right now. This is an undisciplined team. We were on one hand maybe a little bit relieved last week that the pre-snap penalties seem to have been fixed. And you fast forward a week later and you go on the road for the first time, and those pre-snap penalties were back immediately. And I think they want to run no huddle. They want to run high tempo. They can't snap the ball. It was getting to a point they can't even run a play, it felt like, in the first half without getting flagged.
It was so bad.
They were pushed so far back that thankfully Seattle started declining the penalties because a 4-yard gain off the play, it's fine. They're pinned so far back they're gonna punt. Just decline the penalty. At least we got to a point where they stopped accepting them because it didn't matter anymore. So
it got so bad.
This team can't run a play.
It got so bad, Dave.
They're not even able to run a play.
Their incompetence saved them from a turnover. They had 4th and 1 and missed it and didn't get it, and the false start saved them.
Yeah, that was Torricelli. I hate to give him. I hate to give him any credit there. Look, let's have an honest conversation here, because I know I said this. I think I might have been the person who initially said it, and I thought you guys all agreed. I thought we were all in agreement. Doesn't matter what happens. Kellen Moore gets a free ride all season, all year, free pass. Doesn't matter what happens. Like it doesn't matter. Like so
that's 100% still correct.
Okay, well then stop saying stop throwing shit out like that you want Kellen Moore.
No, I'm just
that's what you're saying. You just basically said that. Well, you guys were kind of.
I'm not saying he's going to get fired, Dave. I'm saying he might be incompetent. Now, listen, he's got to commit a felony to not get a second year. Like, that's just with Mickey Loomis. Unless Kellen Moore commits a felony, he's getting a second year. But it doesn't mean that he's going to be competent. Like, Hugh Jackson got a second year with the Browns. Okay, so
right, like you say when you use the word incompetent, to me, ingrained in that word is the fact that like he never will be competent. Like if you're incompetent, you can't be taught to be competent. Is that correct? I mean,
Nick
is that
Nelson
basically
says 0-17 is a felony, a football felony.
I mean, like, you're using the word incompetent. Like, do you think that he has the ability to become competent, or are you using the word incompetent because you feel like that's something that can never be overcome and that he will always be incompetent? Because if that's what you're saying, then like, what's the point in wasting time with this now? I mean, you get, after one season. Like,
it's the old saying. That's my concern, Dave. My concern is that he is not fit to run an NFL team and never will be.
Here's the thing, Dave.
Well, again, I'm giving him the year.
If
we feel that way at the end of the year, then I don't know. That's a concern, I guess.
Here's the thing with Kellen Moore. The way he wants to run the Saints and his tone and the way he operates the building is pretty much antithetical. I don't know if that's a word, but it's not how 99% of NFL teams run their buildings currently and in the past. And I just worry, and I don't have sources like Andrew does, but I have a few. I worry that he doesn't have the personality, authority, whatever, to get this fixed. And it is very concerning. Although I will say this, Andrew, I was very happy that in his post game, he's exactly the same as he's been every freaking press conference that he's ever had starting in August. Like it didn't change. And I thought that gave me at least a little comfort, because if he would have came out yelling and screaming and cursing, I'd have been like, oh no. We've already broken him. The Saints have already broken him. He's using 4-letter swear words, and it's only week 3. So that did give me a little bit of comfort. Like his delivery of his message didn't change, at least publicly.
I just want to be. Go ahead, Andrew.
You go.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean that's great, but at some point you got to win some football games. So I don't know. Look, I picked the Saints to lose today. What I said before we went on air live is that I was relieved that this is game 3 and not game 1. I think I would be more concerned if this was game 1, because the team I watched today is not capable of winning an NFL game. And I, like, if I watch this team today, like, I feel like 0-17 for that team is 100% on the table. Now, what we saw in week 1 and week 2, to me, that's a team that could maybe eke out a few wins, right? So I still have seen some things that give me some, but here's what's lost in all this. Like, we haven't even gotten to the pass defense yet. We haven't even gotten to the pass rush. We've been so incredulous at the pre-snap penalties, so incredulous at the special teams effort, that we didn't even talk about how Kool-Aid McKinstry is getting torched every week, about how Isaac Yiadom is not fit to be out there, that that Quincy Riley is making a play in the fourth quarter when we're down by 30 points, and that was the most exciting part of this game. And the linebackers aren't dropping into coverage properly, and they're getting torched. And so the secondary sucks. You know, they did a good job stopping the run today, I guess, but the tackling isn't very good. Like, I walked out of this game, like, turning off the TV being like, I'm not sure I saw a single thing that this team does well.
Yeah. The uniforms look nice, Dave. They look real nice.
And look, like, Rattler's had his moments. He was awful today. And I'm not, look, I'm not sure peak Drew Brees, with how the special teams and defense play today,
no,
I'm not sure peak Drew Brees is winning this game. All right? But Rattler was awful today. And if Rattler's going to play like that, this team very well could go 0-17.
Well, here's my thing with Rattler is he wasn't the reason they lost today. But
no,
he didn't do anything at all to stop the inevitability of Tyler Shuck. In fact, he sped it up today. And I would make the case that Rattler missed like 3 throws that like a competent NFL quarterback makes. And like the beginning of the game,
the one to
Kamara open. Yeah. Like if you want to go to Seattle and you want to win or be competitive, you got to hit that throw. He hits that throw. It's 1st and goal minimum. It might have been a touchdown. And
honestly, the play before to Juwan Johnson that he airmails, there's a failure to make a first down there because he misses that throw.
Yeah, but then he goes and he fires a freaking bullet into Juwan Johnson into double coverage that you think that there's no room for the ball to even fit, and Juwan Johnson comes up with the catch for first down. Like, it's crazy.
Well, that's why he got drafted, though, Dave. That's the Spencer Rattler experience at South Carolina.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
it's totally crazy.
Here's the thing.
But look, no, wait. I wanted to say, hold on. I don't know if I was making myself clear. I don't know if you guys are understanding. Like what I'm saying, like when I'm saying Kellen Moore gets a pass for a year, like I'm not going to criticize him. Like I refuse to criticize him or the process. I'm still going to just trust this process. It's a long season. Like that's what I was saying. Like that's what I mean. Like I'm not.
That's fair.
Maybe I'll criticize him week 17 or week 18 after I've seen a full season, but as of now, I'm going to trust the process. And
I cannot disagree with that more. Look, there are some basic permission to play metrics that he has to meet, and it starts with like not being penalized 15 times a game. And if you're getting penalized,
I know, but those things,
and like
those
you got to
things
drill
get
it
figured out.
Well, great, figure it out.
It's but it's week 3. It's only week 3. It's only been 3 games.
My problem with this team so far, I can deal with lack of talent. I can deal with you being beat by the team in front of you. What I can't tolerate is a team that's unprepared. And I've now seen them play 3 games, and in 2 of them, I would say they were entirely unprepared. And in one of them, I would say it was barely acceptable. So that I've now watched 3 games, and my tolerance is waning in the sense that it's one thing to be bad and lack talent. To not be able to function on a basic level,
that's right,
is 100% coaching. And those are the things that Kellen Moore, if he's a good coach, should be able to fix very quickly, and so far he hasn't.
Well, he still has time. I'm keeping my mouth shut on that. And I think overall, more of the problem is Jimmy's and Joe's, and not so much X's and O's.
I'll say this: Nick makes a great point. You can't prepare on a boat in Seattle Sound when you fly up a day early. I gotta say, until the pre-snap penalties stop, we can't have team activities.
No more
and ice cream.
Yeah. No more boat rides. That's right. If you want to do the boat rides, if you want to do the fun things that they did during training camp, if you want to do a bunch of no practice, stop lining up incorrectly. Stop running motions where we get illegal shifts. Stop jumping offside.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, now you can tell.
You don't get to eat any more ice cream until you do your homework.
6-7.
Is that how many points the Bills are going to score?
You're lucky.
Here's the thing that I want to talk about. And this is a positive thing, Dave. I think Juwan Johnson is in the process of having the greatest garbage time season in the history, not only of the Saints, but maybe in NFL history. He's going to have 100 catches, 1,000 yards, and like 6 touchdowns. He's going to be fantasy tight end #1, and we're all going to hate him. It's incredible. He just every week 6 catches again today. It's amazing. He's amazing.
He's not. That's not fair. He's not getting them all in garbage time. He got quite a few early on in the game. He's been Spencer Rattler's #1 guy, and I think safety valve for the most part. So yeah, he's a good. He's a start. He's like a top 5 tight end fantasy wise.
Andrew, what do you do? You I feel like not to compare Kellen Moore to Sean Payton, because I don't know that's not fair. But I feel like Sean Payton, if the Saints were doing this, you would start seeing, those 3 guys aren't starting anymore. Like, I think you would start to see drastic changes in lineups. Do you think we're getting close to that? I know Penning didn't play today, so he's going to play. But do you think we're going to start to see drastic changes in lineup?
Well, they're not that healthy right now, at least on the offensive line. And to me, that's maybe limiting what the offense can do a little bit, right? They certainly weren't able to establish the run at all. So, and I feel like they were under duress, and there wasn't a lot of time to survey the field and make throws downfield. The few times that things were open, I feel like the passes were errant and they weren't being made by Rattler. So again, this was close to total system failure. Like I said, I don't feel like they were doing anything particularly well. But yeah, I do think we're pretty close. I mean, there is, for example, there is a situation that we've talked about on the show that everyone's aware of, where if Yiden plays a certain amount of snaps, we're going to lose a comp pick.
28%.
Right. So it's like you reach a point where you're like, is it worth continuing to play a guy that's not very good when you've got Quincy Riley on the team and he knocks the ball loose in the 4th quarter, and that's like the only play you made all game? Like, we're already 0-3. The season, who are we kidding? We're about to be 0-4. There's no shot we're going into Buffalo and doing anything. No shot. Like that game is a loss. Period. End of story.
Wait till you see my prediction.
I mean, Buffalo they play Thursday. They get extra time to prepare.
There's almost no spread big enough that would make me not bet for Buffalo.
15.5.
But yeah, I'd pick Buffalo. But
Jesus. Oh my God.
But to answer your question, Ralph, like, I think everything is on the table. I think trading Olave in the next few weeks is on the table. I think trading Granderson for a draft pick is on the table. I think benching certain players just to see what you've got behind them. Like, what I saw today was gross incompetence from top to bottom, and that can't be okay. And if that's what you're getting out of your starters, at some point it's like, it can't be much worse with the guys behind them.
Yeah. Dave,
what was up with, was that Brandon Staley? What was up with his play sheet? Like, it was like just regular paper. It was like folding over. Like, it wasn't like laminated. How was he able to freaking read that?
I thought he was going to make like an origami thing, and he was going to start doing that to call the plays. He's going to be like red, R-E-D. Okay, it was 4-3 blitz. That would have been actually that would have been entertaining.
It was not laminated, and it looked like it was difficult to read because it was like curling up on the sides. Like, what's going on? Did he have to like print a new play sheet after the half because he was like, oh my God, none of these plays are working.
Listen, it's expensive. It's Dave. You know this. Running a shop, it's expensive to laminate, and when you're in cap hell, you got to make some budget cuts.
Andrew Skooks wants to know, how many games does Kellen Moore have to win before Gale gives him the key to the real Saints uniforms?
I actually liked the helmet today. I thought the helmet was nice.
It was.
It's a shame that. It's a shame that now 3 weeks into the season, there's been two, I think, really nice fire looks by the Saints. Like the fit has looked nice, and unfortunately, they're putting this product on the field when they look like that.
Yeah, this is really testing the limits of the whole look good, feel good, play good belief. This is not a good look for those people that believe that, because I feel like the Saints have looked pretty good, but they ain't playing good. So something's getting lost in translation.
I'll tell you what got me through today. It's always good. Is Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. It is a strawberry-flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup, fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. It's amazing. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidewhiskies.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today, unless they can't make enough of it and they run out of it, because I don't know if there's enough booze and strawberry whiskey on this earth to get me, much less through the season, maybe not to Halloween. But here's a question, and I mean this sincerely. My brain tells me, Andrew, I know the Saints are going to win games, and I know their schedule's bad, and I know they play Atlanta twice, who got beat 30-0 today by Oompa Loompa Bryce Young, and I know they play Miami, and I know they play bad teams, the Jets, and I know that, but like a little bit of me got scared today and is like, I don't know when they're going to win a football game, and is maybe not 0-17 in play, but is the longest winless run to start a Saints season in our lifetime in play. And I mean, like, since we've been watching the Saints and can remember. Are we staring at like 0-7, 0-10? Is that do you think that's a real possibility?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what have you seen that leads you to believe this team can win a game? They don't do anything well. So yeah, I don't think they stop the run particularly well. I don't think they can really run the football. Passing is very hit or miss. Pass defense is especially awful. They're getting killed in special teams on the field of possession game, or the possession game of just like where they're starting, and the field positioning game, and then they can't make kicks. So, I mean, it just, and the quarterback might not be any good, and the coach might not be any good. So, like, I don't really know. Like, 3 games in, there's not much to hang your hat on. Now, maybe it'll turn around, and maybe in a couple weeks I'll feel differently, but this was like 2 big steps backwards. Obviously I feel very differently than I did when it was 0-2. This felt like total system failure. This felt like one team imposing their will on another from beginning to end. At no point did I feel like the Saints were competitive in this game. And this was our first time going on the road. Now, do they surprise us and look a little bit better at Buffalo? I don't think they will, but it would be nice to see that, and maybe that would change my mind. But, so the way the secondary is played, I kind of circled that Giants game. I mean, I was under no illusions that we might be 0-4 going into that Giants game at home. And to me, right when we were talking in the offseason, in preseason, I said, there's a very good chance they're going to be 0-4, and we're looking at that Giants game as maybe our first real opportunity to win. I got to be honest, like watching the secondary, I think Russell Wilson's playing pretty nice right now. I think he's going to torch the secondary. I don't feel confident about that game right now. So, yeah, I mean, we play the Panthers twice. The Panthers look really good today. We play the Falcons twice. So I believe there's going to be some games on the schedule where, yeah, I think we'll have a chance. But, man.
I have to say, I'm going to edit this tweet since we try to be like a PG-13 rated podcast. I saw multiple Falcons fans tweet out, Michael Penix is just Desmond Ridder with a do-rag. And it felt very good to say, pretty accurate. But I'm sticking to my guns. Michael Penix is going to be good. Andrew spent like a quarter and a half today just eviscerating me because I believe Michael Penix is going to be good. I can't give up, Andrew, because I feel if I agree with you, then he's going to turn good. So I have to stick to my guns.
This is the most Ralph thing ever. Like Michael Penix has like one good throw, and he's like, Andrew, like it's over. Like, Michael Penix is good. The next 10 years are going to be hard. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This guy, like, he hasn't even done anything yet, and all the question marks that we have remain just because he made this one throw. And today I felt like I'm kind of hanging my hat on it. It's possible that, and here's the thing, the nerds, like, I feel like Atlanta, from a roster building perspective, has built this exactly the way the analytics nerds want it, to the point where they were even making excuses for the Penix hedge draft pick, even though they signed Cousins. They're like, oh, I like this move. It's for the future, and if Cousins isn't any good, they're hedging. And they need a guy for the future. So like the nerds even went so far as to defend that draft pick, which was completely asinine. Okay. But now you're watching the Falcons implode. And I feel like every year the nerds are like, they're just like, oh, it's all part of the process. They're going to be good next year. The Falcons are built for the long haul. Next year's the year. And so they continue to excuse these dog shit performances. But at some point you got to look in the mirror and be like, yep, the Falcons are terrible. They blew it. I will tell you guys, the Falcons represent the only joy I'm going to have this football season when it comes to the NFL.
Andrew, I'll say this. It might bring me as much joy as the Saints win this year if Kirk Cousins starts a game before Shuck. And it's not because of injury. That might give me as much joy. It might give me as much joy.
I think Cousins might start Atlanta's next game. I think there's a chance Cousins is going to be starting next week.
Atlanta's got Washington, Buffalo, 49ers, Dolphins next 4. Speaking of Shuck, Dave, I feel like it's completely unfair. But today,
barely. I was excited when they threw him in there late in the game. I was like, oh, let's see. And of course, he had nothing to work with, or maybe he wasn't good enough to make anything happen. Not whatever your take is, but he pretty much went 3 and out, and that was pretty much like all we really.
But it feels inevitable now. Like, I know it's unfair for Rattler, but it feels inevitable.
Right.
And the clock to me set up with Shuck, and to me, the only question for Shuck is it the Giants game or is it the Patriots game? That's the only question left.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you. Let's say Drew Brees was the quarterback of this game and they were getting their ass kicked. They would have pulled Drew Brees and put in Chase Daniel, right? Wouldn't they have?
Probably.
They wouldn't have let Drew Brees go out there and continue to get his ass kicked. Especially with only 3 minutes left in the game. So I'm not sure. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, oh, they gave Shuck some time. That's a sign that maybe they're going to soon, sooner rather than later, they're going to put him in there. But I think even if you had a star quarterback like Tom Brady or whatever, I think you would have pulled them and
yeah. I mean, the only thing is, I agree, Dave. The only like pushback I would give is that Breeze had the gravitas to be like, I'm not coming out of the game. This is my team. I'm finishing this game, Sean. Don't you dare take me out. And I think Sean Payton might have been like, okay, Drew, go ahead and finish the game. But don't you dare get hit, or something like that. So
I think it's possible. I don't remember Drew ever getting pulled in blowouts.
He hated it. He hated getting pulled. He always refused to come out. And yeah, Rattler doesn't have that. If he's like, yes, I'm not coming out, then Moore's going to be like, yeah, you are. So he just doesn't have the pull. He doesn't have rank to be able to say something like that at this point. So, but yeah, I do think that was a point in the game where it made sense to take out Rattler and just give Shuck a series. The game was over anyway. It felt like a preseason game at that point. So give him a series and see what happens. I was disappointed in the sense that he threw a couple balls and it went nowhere. He was 0 for 2, and so there was very little excitement. So I agree with Dave that move doesn't mean anything in terms of Rattler not being able to start next week. I absolutely agree that they'll go back to Rattler for the Buffalo game. But depending on how that goes, I think it's kind of wide open after Buffalo. If they're 0-4 and Rattler plays like this again, he didn't win the job by that much after the preseason. So I just feel like, to me, it's an open question every week. Once they get to 0-4, if he plays bad again, it's an open question every week. Would you bet
everything on Bills scoring 50?
Dollar Bills, thanks for $20 tip via
We're gonna get to that in the game prediction.
Best way to donate.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the prediction.
Less than 30 from reaching the goal.
By the way, right now in the chat, there is a question that's, will the Saints win more than 2 games this season?
Oh, my God.
And right now the votes are split dead even 50-50 between yes and no.
Which one did you vote for, Andrew?
I voted yes. I think they're going to win 3 games.
I mean, Dave, to inject the people with a little Ralph toxic positivity, we knew September was going to be difficult. They played good 2 out of 3 games, and they can still improve and be better as the year goes on. We said all summer, September is going to be difficult, and it's difficult. Are we panicking because we just don't have the stomach for this rebuild?
Well, look, going back to what I said earlier, I'm not panicking. You're panicking. You and Andrew appear to be panicking. I'm not panicking. I'm remaining calm. I'm going the whole season, full season. You get all 17 games. So no, I'm not panicking yet. I'm not. This is a young team. This is not only. This is Kellen Moore's first 3 games of coaching, being a head coach. Also, it's also his learning experience. So no, I'm not panicking yet. I'm really not. It's still very early.
I think there's a way to be 0-3 that things look functional. And there's hope.
And the first 2 games after the first, this is the first game. This was the first game where we've been really down on the team. The last 2 games we were like, we've seen a lot of promise. They fought back.
Yeah. That week 1 was not functional. Week 1 was competitive, kind of against all odds, but it was not functional.
Right.
Week
We
2
were in
was
it. We were
functional.
scrappy.
This was total dysfunction from top to bottom. So,
well,
when you say I think they could be 0-10, and I could feel like, well, you know what, they're not. There's a talent issue, but they're doing things the right way. They're not beating themselves. They're not totally dysfunctional, right? There's a 0-10 in a scenario where it looks like that, and then there's 0-10 where it's like they're dysfunctional, they're incompetent. They can't snap the ball. Yeah. They're always lining up off sides. They're making mistakes. They're not they're not professional.
That's
those are two very different 0-10s. Like, I'm just saying it's not just about the record, because like they could be 0-10 in both scenarios, and I would feel very differently.
But the penalties and that kind of stuff, that's an easy cleanup. That's like buying a new house and slapping a new coat of paint on the wall. It's a cheap and easy quick fix. Okay. And second of all, I am not going to sit here and 10 minutes ago listen to Ralph say he's got hope and he still believes in Michael Penix. Okay, but he's not going to believe in his own goddamn team and Spencer Rattler. Okay, I'm not standing for that, and I'm not letting it go by.
I can't give Andrew the satisfaction of being right, Dave. I can't.
Stop talking. I don't know. Nobody else in the chat caught that. I don't know if anybody else out there listening right now in your car now later caught that. But you just heard Ralph believes more in Michael Penix Jr. in the Atlanta Falcons than he apparently does in his own goddamn New Orleans Saints football team, and that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, Ralph. So if you think that Michael Penix just had a bad day and that the Falcons just had a bad day, then you sure as shit can believe that the Saints just had a bad day, had to go to the West Coast, dealing with jet lag or whatever, with a coach who's kind of new. He's very green. He doesn't know that much, but he's trying to figure it out. You got to have hope in this team. And, come on, man. Come on.
Dave being the voice of reason. I can't.
What gave you hope on this today?
Nothing. No, absolutely nothing. But it's just 1 week. But it's 1 week. What gives me hope is that there's another week and that there's another 13 weeks or whatever. That's what gives me hope. That's what gives.
I would say, Ralph. I mean, just I haven't done any research. I haven't looked. I actually asked myself, is this like a top 5 worst games I've witnessed in my lifetime, just in terms of how badly the Saints got beat? And I'm not counting the 70s. That wasn't in my lifetime, but I'm sure there was tons of games during. I know the Saints were inept for like a whole decade, but my memory of the team really starts in '87, and they were pretty good that year. My infancy, like starting as a Saints fan with Mora, those were good teams, at least in terms of the regular season. And like off the top of my head, I remembered the Jim Haslett game against Steve Mariucci's 49ers right before the last game of the season, right before they traded Willie Roaf. And I remember they lost like 40-0 or something. And
38-0.
They had totally quit. I remember that game. Off the top of my head, I remember the Thursday night game where Drew Brees threw 5 interceptions against the Falcons. And it was just one of those off nights. It was Thursday. They weren't prepared, whatever. And then the other one that came to mind was actually at Seattle. This is when Seattle was good with Russell Wilson after they had won the Super Bowl. And I feel like the Saints and them were the two best teams in the league.
No, that was the year they won the Super Bowl, 2013.
Okay. And it was either a Sunday night or a Monday night. And just from the first snap, they just completely kicked our teeth in. And I remember just being unable to do anything. Yeah. And so that hopeless feeling where every snap something awful happens. I feel like off the top of my head, this is the 4th, 5th time I can remember this happening in my life.
Listen, it's a long time ago now because it's 20.
I guess the COVID game with Ian Book felt like that.
Yeah, but that was just, we were mad at the NFL and COVID and all of it. We felt like the Saints were getting screwed again. But the end of 2001, the Saints, the last 3.5 games, got outscored 156-38 with Jim Haslett. They were 7-6 going into a Monday night game with the Rams. It was tied 14-14 at one point. They ended up losing 34-21. 48-21, 40-10, 38-0. And by the way, those last 2 games, Dave, crazy. They were beating the Redskins 10-0. They got outscored to finish the 2001 season 78-0. So if these continue, it'll feel like that. But I want to say, the one thing I'll say for Kellen Moore, and maybe it's just me, wanting to see the positive side, is, listen, he's wanted to be a coach his whole life. His dad was a coach. I think he's got a good offensive staff. He's got Nussmeier. I think he's got a good offensive staff. I think he can fix the operational issues. I think he can. So that gives me hope. The biggest concern to me, Andrew, is I just don't think the Saints in the secondary, I don't think they can cover anybody. They couldn't cover San Francisco when San Francisco didn't have any wide receivers, and they couldn't cover Seattle today. So that is like a on-field thing. I just feel like the secondary is bad. And listen, in free agency, before they signed Reed, they were trying to sign Ward from the Colts. They were trying to get a corner in free agency.
Interception!
I'm sad with you, Dave.
Whoa, Oppenheimer comes and gets us over the edge with 24. Buckaroo Super Chat.
I think you go the mystery flavor, Ralph.
Yeah.
The streak is alive.
All right, let's go. Ooh.
Ralph can't wait. That face.
Man. It smells like fruit flavored shampoo. All right, let's see.
Have you noticed? Ralph always goes to the right. Always. To the right, Ralph.
That is an 8. That is disgusting. I've drank too much today. We might have a reversal. We might have a reversal of fortune today. Hey, Sally, I need assistance. Thank God we don't have a mailbag. Thomas, explain to the people what's going to happen with the hotline. We had to do the live.
Quick rating. Wait. Quick rating, man.
8. 8.
All right. What do I have to explain?
So the hotline, we had to go tonight live after the game because I have to go to New Orleans for some family situation, and my wife's birthday is Tuesday, so we just had to do the show tonight. My wife, and so we'll have all the content, but we couldn't do the hotline, so we're going to give you 2 hotlines. Thomas, explain to the people how we're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll just do 2 hotlines in the next main show, but we'll give the hotline from this week to patrons early. The answers.
Yeah, and don't forget, Thomas, put the graphic up.
We just want to give you a chance to call us, guys, because basically you have only 1 hour
free.
to go.
Get it off. Get it out.
God, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that.
There's a number.
You don't want to be carrying that around all week. Get it off your chest. Get it out. Get the bad vibes out of your body. 832-779-3820. Call. Cleanse your soul of the bad vibes.
Tell us how much you want Kellen Moore to be fired already. How Saints are gonna go 0-17 and shit. Come on.
Bring the fury. If you don't bring the fury, it stays inside you and it'll eat you. All right, Thomas. The Saints Happy Hour viewer mailbag is brought to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey and Chilton County Peach Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to www.hardhidewhiskies.com. Thomas, take it to the top.
Take it up.
I hope the mailbag is fire tonight, Thomas. What you got for us?
It's decent.
All right.
All right. First question from Don Checo. Let me turn down the music a little bit. I'll update the donation goal in a second. First question from Don Checo. He asks. Question from 3 hours ago. Not too soon. Where does this rank in the history of Saints' bad beatdowns?
I think we just kind of went through that list.
They have. The thing is with the Saints, in the last 40 years, this one's up there, I would say. The thing is, the 70s Saints, they were the most embarrassing pro sports team in North America. I mean, Atlanta scored 60 on them one year to open a season. I mean, they got crushed. 50 years ago, they went 2-12. So, I mean, it's tough. But in the West, it's definitely one of the worst. It's definitely one of the worst beatings they've taken. And also, even when they got beat with Drew Brees, like when they went to Washington, Andrew, remember, and they fired Rob Ryan the next day. Drew Brees, he sort of just like his presence, just like we pretended like the beatdowns didn't happen. We're like, the defense is terrible, whatever. Yeah. It'll be like we made excuses for it, and it didn't feel as bad because we always knew we had Drew and we always had a chance to win. Now we don't have that.
I always felt like with Drew, even when it was at its worst, I forgot about that game. I was at that game, so I remember that game well. And Kirk Cousins really lit us up that day. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, with Drew, you always felt like you had a chance. And even if you had a horrible game, you're like, yeah, well, Drew's going to bounce back. They'll come up with a good game plan. We'll be fine. I don't feel that right now. Like, so there's not a whole lot of confidence. There's nothing to hang your hat on. There's nothing like, oh, well, at least they have this dude and you know he's going to show up and do his thing. Like, I don't feel like there's a single dude on this team. I mean, I guess Kamara, but like Kamara was shut down today. He really didn't do much. I don't feel like there's a single guy on this team that can really carry things. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like I can believe I'm saying this, but like I miss Taysom, and I don't know what state his knee is in or if he'll be anywhere close to where he was before, but I desperately want Taysom Hill on this team.
Dave, I feel like the last 3 years, Taysom Hill has been the most explosive player on the Saints. Like, if you added up,
you got to give that to Shaheed.
Maybe, but I feel like if you added Taysom's big runs and catches to Shaheed's big plays, I think Taysom would be really close to like 15 plus yard plays.
I agree.
So
Taysom also has like some very important 5-yard plays though that are also crucial and critical in games. I'm serious.
Yeah. Taysom would be great.
Yeah, Blake Zykin asks, do we miss Derek Carr and Sheed bombs? I mean, say what you will about Derek Carr, like he definitely hit Shaheed on deep throws many times. Yeah. And we're not getting any of that right now. I do miss it.
Shaheed going to another team with a decent quarterback next year and being amazing again like he was with Carr is going to piss me off so much. Thomas, what's next?
All right, next question from Saint Stomp, because it's a long one. If we have to suffer through Dave's 2-lane minute, can we at least penalize him if he runs over his time limit? Like maybe draw a pint of his sugar blood for every 30 seconds he goes over, and give it to Cesar Ruiz to wake him the hell up.
I feel like Tulane doesn't even get 15 seconds this week.
We can skip over it this week. I'm good.
It's amazing. It's amazing how I feel like the more trash that Dave talks about Torch, it's like he manifests it into existence. The more trash he talks about Torchelli Simpkins, the more he advances in his career. It's like at first he's hating on him and he has a good game and a good PFF score. And then he hates on him for where he is on the depth chart and he starts a game in preseason. And then he hates on him and he brings up the depth chart again. All of a sudden he's made the 53. Now he's starting games. He's complaining. Every time Dave opens his mouth, something happens that's better for the Juge Empire. Every time. And now I feel like this big 2-lane talk has come back to bite him. They play an actual real college football team, and now he doesn't want to talk about it because there's nothing.
We didn't
have
our left tackle.
Because deep down he knows what the truth is, He might talk a big game. A lot of words might be coming out of his lips, but deep down, Dave knows. He knows what's up.
The sun never sets on the Jewish Empire.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what LSU does to Ole Miss, because I'll tell you what, Ole Miss is a good team. They got a good goddamn team, and their apparently backup quarterback is good enough to start for most SEC teams, I would say. So I don't know. Good luck. I think you guys are going to have a problem with Ole Miss.
Here's a question.
I'm very concerned, but I will remind you that we beat them last year.
I have a question. How? I just forgot it. Thomas, so I just forgot what I was going to say. Thomas, what's next?
All right.
I'm really drunk, sorry.
Next question. Damn, the chat is really active tonight. I'm liking it.
Oh, wait, Thomas, I remembered it before you get to the next one.
All right.
Is there, and I want both of you to answer this, is there a message Kellen Moore could send to the locker room that could get through that would be either cutting or trading a player where everybody would go, whoa. And it would kind of, I don't know, it'd scare the locker room straight, but like make everybody stand up and get everyone's attention.
I got to be honest, like I feel like that's right out of the Sean Payton playbook and, keeping the building uncomfortable. And I don't really feel like that's how Kellen Moore rolls. Like I'll be pleasantly surprised if and when that happens. But I just feel like even if he trades a guy, it won't be like a message where he walks around the building pissed off. It'll be like, yeah, Chris Olave is a great guy. We respect him. And we thought we'd send him to a good team, where he'll have a good chance to compete. And, we're just building the future, and you're just going to get a quote like that from him. And it's totally underwhelming. And doesn't instill a lot of confidence. And that's how I feel like he's been so far. So.
Yeah, I think the message from Kellen would be, gee willikers, by golly, if you guys don't play better, I'm gonna be darn tootin' to slap your mama sideways. That's as bad as it's gonna get, I think. I think that's the message.
Yeah. I think Chris Olave was born to be a Chief. Thomas, what's next?
And by the way, I apologize for saying I was going to slap your mama. I didn't really mean that.
Right.
All right, next question from Toxic P. Toxic Positivity. He asks, hypothetically, the Bengals decide they want to move on from Burrow. Would you be willing to trade for him, and what would you be willing to give up for him?
Hypothetically,
if you do?
yes. Hypothetically, everything.
No, hypothetically, no. He's
No?
injured all the time. He's injured all the time.
Maybe like Olave straight up, right? Injured for injured.
We can fix him. Ochsner can fix him.
I make that.
We
trade.
have experience
Absolutely.
with injured players, man.
I mean, it would pump up the fan base, but he's hurt. He's hurt all the time. And like, and with Burrow, it's not freak injury. Like his style, he takes a crap load of sacks, and I wouldn't do it. I mean, it would make people mad.
Yeah, but a lot of that's because he always has a shitty offensive line, right?
No, he holds the ball forever. Like, I mean, I get it. The offensive line for Cincinnati is bad, but like Joe Burrow, his foot got ripped in half. You bring him to New Orleans. Ochsner, I fear that his foot would fall off, and you're giving Cincinnati like 2 firsts. I don't like it.
Ralph is passing on Joe Burrow. I just want you to hear this sound clip, Dave.
What's next?
I'm promoting.
He seems very comfortable with Jake Hayner and Spencer Rattler and Tyler.
Wait,
Shuck.
I have a question for Ralph, guys. This is a very important question, Ralph. Would you rather get Joe Burrow or Michael Penix?
Oh my God, I hate you. I would take Joe Burrow, but I worry that like his feet wouldn't hold up. Like it'd be fun for like 3 weeks, and then when his feet fall off, we're out 3 first-round picks.
All right, I have.
Mingy says, well, Shuck's going to surprise us. We don't need Joe Burrow. I like that. That's reckless positivity.
I have a question.
Palestra says, who dat from Brazil? Thomas, what's next?
What's that Brazil? Wait, no, I have a question. I'm adding a question. I know Arch Manning, the consensus is that he's going to stay after this year and he'll finish out college and he's not going to declare for the draft this year. Do you think that there's any situation where, like, if the Saints did go, 1-16 or whatever and had the first round draft pick, do you think that, considering what we know about the Mannings and how they like to, not necessarily manipulate the draft, but they like to go where they like to choose the teams they get drafted by. Do you think that there's any scenario where they would have Arch go forward to be drafted by the Saints? And do you even think that the Saints that they even would want Arch to be here in New Orleans?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have wondered / feared that Archie would pull the same stunt that he did with Eli. And Arch would go, yeah, I'm not playing with the Saints. But I think just because he grew up in New Orleans, he knows the community, and he probably grew up in the Drew Brees era where he's seen the Saints be successful. I tend to think, and, you have a new coach. I mean, we'll see in a year what Kellen Moore's stock looks like. But I think at least right now, he's kind of viewed around the league as a smart offensive mind. So.
What's interesting?
I think he's coming out, Dave. I don't think Arch Manning's going to stay in college football. I'd be surprised. I know Archie Manning put that out there. Okay. Arch kind of walked that back after Archie put that out there. He said, I don't know about all that. I'm taking it one day at a time. But I mean, it is interesting in the sense that you are definitely seeing guys stay longer unless they know for sure that they're a top 5 pick. And the reason why, obviously, is NIL. And I just feel like you can stay in college football now, and some of these guys are making $10 million a year. So their contract with NIL is actually much higher than what they would get in the NFL. So I think that's why there's a lot of these guys are staying longer. But I think if you're guaranteed to be a top 5 pick, I think he's making the move. I
think the issue, one thing to remember about the Mannings is that, yes, they manipulated Eli and Peyton. But one thing that I did not know until recently that it seems crazy was Peyton was willing to come out in 1998. But Bill Parcells, Archie Manning, was like, hey, Peyton will come out. You just have to guarantee us that you're taking him number 1. And Bill Parcells is like, I don't know. I can't, I won't guarantee you that. And so he went back to school. So I don't know. Like, it could be a lot of interesting stuff going on. Juge, do you wear Cesar Ruiz pajamas?
I don't know where that came from, but no, I do not wear Cesar Ruiz. Cesar Ruiz is dead to me. I don't know why we paid him that contract, but somehow, I mean, I feel like he's kind of becoming like Andrews Pete, where just got a lot worse all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And he was never really that good to begin with.
Yeah.
The Ruiz Penning draft picks are insanely frustrating.
Yeah. At least with Penning, like, you know what? One legitimate positive thing the Saints did today, Dave. And I mean this. And I just thought about it. I should have put it on the rundown. This is legitimate positive thing. They didn't play Fuaga and they didn't play Penning. They didn't rush them back. They could have rushed Fuaga. We know he's tough as nails. If he probably wanted to play, they held him out. Penning was active. They didn't play him. That was actually very good. The Saints, for once, thinking long-term and letting guys try to get healthy. I like it. Positivity. Andrew, what's next? Thomas, what's next?
Before that, let me thank Oppenheimer for 2 separate donations. First one, $10 super chat. Juge wears Cesar Ruiz pajamas, and $5 super chat from Oppenheimer. Dave wears Tulane pajamas.
I actually sleep in the nude, but if I did wear pajamas, they would be Tulane pajamas.
The buff. Thomas, do we have any more questions in the mailbag, or time for predictions?
One final question. I saved
Blake. Hold on. Blake says that Tulane wears LSU pajamas.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate that. I didn't find that very funny at all.
What's the final question?
All right, final question. I saved one earlier from the chat from Aldi Marino. He asked, Michael Penix got benched by the Falcons after being down 27-0. Who will we see first on a consistent multi-year backup role? Penix or Shock?
This goes right to Ralph. You're in a tough spot here, Ralph. Who do you pick? Who do you pick? Your boy Penix or your boy Shuck? I don't know what you do here. House divided.
I just Andrew. He's already lording over us his UDFA Sun dynasty. If Penix is terrible, I will enjoy it very much. But I will hate it too, because Andrew will never let me forget. He literally texted me for a quarter and a half today. Just Penix sucks. Box score. It was terrible. And I don't know how to feel. I just don't want Andrew to be right. That's all. I just don't want Andrew to be right.
I usually am. Here's the problem, Ralph, is you try to disagree with me when I have like a sensible argument, and you want me to be wrong so bad that even though it's a strong argument that's logically thought out, you immediately go in the opposite direction and you insist on something that's kind of incredulous. So that's on you, buddy. But Thomas, one thing you need to do, which I think would be hilarious, is you've got a fan. I'm sure you've seen this soundbite where there's a fan out there that says, "Hey, Michael Penix." And he goes, "What'd you say?" He's like, "What?" He said, "What'd you just say?" He said, "You're Michael Penix." And he goes, "It's Penix." I think that would be an amazing soundbite for this show. Anytime we mention Michael Penix, you should drop that soundbite. It would be incredible.
Yeah.
Jason Champagne says Kellen Moore wears Ned Flanders pajamas. All right.
You just read a super chat, Ralph. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. Thomas, let's get to game predictions. Let's recap Seattle and then get to Buffalo.
Oh my God. Did you prepare? No. Did you prepare like a funeral fugue for this?
No recap this week. Like I didn't have the chance, man. It was too short after the game. So I'll do 2 recaps next week. So we just go straight to
That's what everybody wants, guys. is a week old recap. That's what everybody loves.
Of a Saints where they get their kicked in.
Yeah.
Miss me with that. All right, so
I mean everyone predicted Saints to lose. I mean everyone predicted Saints to lose, so not at all. Not much is going to change,
Kevin
man.
First, since he's not here.
Okay, so who do you think,
we don't know
guys?
where we're at with points?
No.
Oh shit.
I'll give you a quick spoiler alert, Dave. I'm handing
Shut up.
everyone
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Do Kevin first, Thomas.
Yeah, please, Thomas. Feel free to update us with the score. Don't keep Dave in suspense.
Spoiler. Jesus, Ralph, man.
I think prior to this, I thought it was me and Ralph that were last 2, and then it was Kevin, and then
Ralph, I'm fucking deducting points, man.
Why?
A lot to a little.
Ralph wants to change the score, man. Like, holy shit, man.
I'm so far gone. You can deduct as many points as you want. I'm not afraid. All right, do Kevin first.
Jesus Christ. All right, so Kevin predicted the Bills to win 44-16. And
that's funny.
That was today's score, right? What was today's score? 44.
Was it 13?
44-13.
Oh, okay. So he has Group B making an extra kick this time.
Yeah, there's gonna be progress, guys. And Kevin's player of the game is Chris Olave. So Dave, you're gonna have to change your player.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Actually,
Buffalo,
I was going to change it anyway, actually.
Buffalo, the line, it started at 15.5. It's up to 17.5. Buffalo favorite. I'm just going to say the Saints are going to cover this spread. They're going to cover it. I wanted to change my score. Thomas got mad at me. Buffalo 30, Saints 13. The Saints are going to cover the spread.
I'm letting you. Thomas,
what?
Just because Thomas
man,
has a
like I am fucking speechless, man. I'm speechless. Check this out, guys. So the initial prediction was 38 to 17.
Change the score.
Check this out.
Yeah, okay.
Initial prediction was 38 to 17. A minute ago, he messaged me 27 to 13, and now he says 30 to 13. Man, like
leave it at 27.
Jesus,
it's still a
like,
compliment.
man, I'm
No. It could be whatever you want.
fucking three predictions in 3 minutes, man.
Hey, the man's.
I gotta go
live
for my MVP because I think this is going to be the final time anyone's ever going to be able to use this guy as MVP. Spencer Rattler.
No, you're going to take my... God, see, now I wanted to go before Ralph because he took my pick. I was fine with Olave going because I was going to switch to Rattler anyway. God damn it. All right.
Man, Ralph, Jesus.
So Ralph doesn't get a graphic now because you can put the Bills.
I'll make it in a second. Chill out, man. Like
no,
fucking switching his prediction like fucking last minute, man.
Hey.
And
It doesn't count till it doesn't count.
And you wonder, Ralph, why your takes are always wrong. It's because
you can't. I'm not
flip like win.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't count till you say it live on the show. All right, my turn. I was joking earlier when I said wait till we get to the predictions because maybe there'll be a surprise. There's no surprises here. The Bills are going to win this game. There's no way I would pick the Saints to win this. That would be unconscionable. That would be a crime against humanity, probably. I think Kevin and I are on the same page. I had a similar score. I had Bills 44, and I actually had Saints 13. So I actually have the same score from today. Wow. I don't see Groupie making any additional kicks this week. I had picked Olave originally. That's out, and I was going to switch to Spencer Rattler because I'm kind of with Ralph. His time might be limited as an option, so if I could use him up by now, I would. That would be great, but I can't. I'm going to go with. I mean, who else is going to really score some points in this game? There's not going to be a lot of people scoring points. I'm going to go with. Have I picked? You
know who's another guy? You know who's another guy that is probably on borrowed time that if you're going to use, you should use now. Blake Groupie.
Who?
Oh yeah,
Blake. I already used him though. I think I already used him, right?
Smart.
He used him first week.
Yeah. No, let me go with. I'll go with Shaheed.
Go with Kamara, man.
I think the Saints are going to sign
Shaheed. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, Shaheed.
All right.
Whatever.
No worries, man.
You're
gonna have to change your pick, man.
Yeah. So let me see. I've gotten.
Oh! If I say that means I'm onto something then, because Juge is always right, so I must be onto something.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Score one for the good guys here.
All right. I'll go with a defensive player. I'll text you right now.
No worries, man. You can just say it.
All right.
This is my favorite part of this whole episode.
You guys are crazy with the 44 points for the Bills. There's no way they're going to score that much. The Saints defense is going to play better than that. They're going to hold them to 38 points. And you guys are crazy to say 13 points, 16 points. The Saints aren't going to score that much. They're going to score 10. I have the Bills winning this game 38-10. I have the Bills covering. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly like this game. I think there's going to be a lot of pre-snap penalties again. I think the crowd noise is going to affect the offensive line, and it's going to be just as ugly as what we just witnessed. I do think we'll get a sack from Carl Granderson, so I'll pick him as my player.
That's nice.
Gotta
Your
go with
son.
my kid.
Yeah.
No.
You just switch the kid from Shahid to
That's right.
Renderson.
I switched to my other favorite kid since Dave swooped in.
Nice.
I gotta say, you start looking at like the winless teams, and the Texans, the Titans. Like the Titans, they are playing the Texans next week. Then they play the Cardinals. Then they play the Raiders. Then they play the Patriots. The Browns won today. Who else is still winless? Am I missing? Who am I missing? But it's going to be a race. It's going to be a race to see who's the last team to win. The Giants are losing 6-0 tonight. Dave, if I said to you, would you bet money on the Saints being the last team to win a game?
Yeah, that they would be the last team? Yeah, I think I probably would throw down some money. I think the schedule, I mean, based on what you just said, you got 2 0-win teams playing each other.
Oh, the Morans.
So that's yeah, it might be a while because we've got the Bills next, and then who's after that?
Giants.
I mean, the Giants are playing the Chargers next week, so we're going to have the winless bowl for sure versus the Giants.
Winless bowl.
I don't know. I think we could be. I'm kind of, you know what? Honestly, at this point, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go 0-17. Let's be. Would we be the first team? I think we would be the first team to go 0-17, right? Because the last team to go winless was the Lions, and that was when there was only 16 games. So we would be that. We could become the losingest team in NFL history.
Here's a question, Andrew.
Let's just fucking do it, and then let's put some pressure on Arch, and let's see what he wants to do. Let's smoke him out. Let's smoke Arch out. Let's see. You want to come out this year or not, Arch? We got the first pick. You coming out or not, Arch?
Andrew, I have a question. Then we'll get out of here for you. If I told you the Saints could go 1-16, but the one win would be Koo kicking a 57-yard field goal the final week of the year to keep Atlanta out of the playoffs, would you be willing to sign the papers right now?
Yes. I would sign. Please. That's the one win?
That's the one win. That's the one.
Do we still get the first pick in the draft?
I can't guarantee you that.
Yes, Dave.
But we probably do.
You're telling me there's another team out there that's also going to be 0-16 going into that week? I sign. And you know what? If it costs us the first pick and we have to settle for the second, I still sign the paper.
I don't even think it would. I still think we get the first pick too. So sign me up for that.
If you're 0-16 going in that game, Tennessee, it means Tennessee beat them.
Yeah. But still, again, 0-17, losing his team in history.
A lot of people are signing the papers in the chat.
We could make history.
One guy says he's signing in blood.
And by the way, more people think Saints are not gonna win more than 2 games. 53% to 47%.
Thomas, recap the MVP.
Yeah, you almost forgot, man.
I know, I did. I almost did, but I didn't.
So as you can see, guys, we are now on a 111-week donation streak. 45 weeks to go for Ralph's crippled run. It was a team effort tonight, again. Thanks to everyone who donated. Thanks to Jason Champagne, to Dollar Bills, to Trash Man, to our #1 Canadian friend, Mengi. And for the first time this season, making a late appearance, but still snagging the MVP with 39 buckaroos. Who is Dave? Cover your ears, the one and only Tulane hater, Oppenheimer. Congratulations.
Thank you, Oppenheimer. And by the way, Cajun Sands, the only Hall of Fame level patron we have, he still, Andrew, refuses to text me at all. He's freezing me out. It hurts my feelings every week. So, guys, thanks for watching.
Yeah, we need to start a new streak. No text messages from Cajun fans.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show and made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps make the show a little bit better. And don't forget to follow us on the socials, wherever you get your podcast. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Share us everywhere. It's amazing. Thanks to Dave, Andrew. Kevin couldn't make it, but he made it here in spirit, and he was in the chat. And Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Until next time, the bar is closed.